Humanity has always strived to expand its borders, conquer unknown lands, and find new knowledge in order to improve maps of the world. Today, travel is mainly of a tourist or business nature, due to the exploration of almost all places on Earth. However, there are still people who are willing to risk their lives to explore previously unseen places, be it the depths of the sea or the dead desert. Our planet still holds many mysteries, despite the presence of satellites and Google Maps, which allow us to study the world from a bird's-eye view. But not all technical solutions can replace the need for human research. Here are 5 places that somehow still remain untouched by man, or almost. Make yourself comfortable and go ahead, acquire new knowledge. Let me know in the comments if you liked my video. I'll be very grateful. North Sentinel Island. North Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal is unique on this list, as it is completely occupied by a people known as the Sentinelese. So, you might be wondering how this island made it onto this list, especially when you can simply sail or parachute there and interact with the locals to learn about their culture and way of life. Well, the Sentinelese are especially known for their staunch anti-tourism practices, killing almost anyone who tries to land on their island. People speak their own language, which no foreigner could ever learn, again due to the difficulty of communication when the risk of being shot is very high. Due to the natural curiosity that our modern world has, every now and then someone tries to make contact with them again, and that person usually ends up trapped and left to fertilize the shallow waters. For this reason, travel to the island is prohibited, and few people want to break this rule. The very last person to set foot on this island was an American missionary named John Allen Chow, who arrived by canoe with a smile and good intentions of connecting with the Sentinelese. They set it on fire. Surtsey Island. Unlike labyrinthine cave systems, regular old islands aren't particularly difficult to navigate. So how did it happen that the island of Surtsey has not yet been chosen by small cafes on the pier and bungalows for tourists? Well, the island of Surtsey managed to remain unexplored for an incredible amount of time due to the fact that it simply did not exist. The island was formed as a result of volcanic activity just 60 years ago. This is a newly born piece of land. Nevertheless, one would think that the completely new land that appeared would immediately be laid out for some kind of resort, but scientists stopped such initiatives. Since its formation, travel to Surtsey Island has been completely restricted and only allowed to trained explorers. Surtsey is a unique opportunity to see new landmasses being naturally colonized by plants and wildlife, naturally, without human intervention. Ocean floor. Who lives at the bottom of the ocean? Even though most people have probably walked barefoot on a beach at least once in their lives and gotten some exposure to the ocean, it still remains the largest unexplored area on Earth. Thus, 95% of the oceans are still unexplored, and when it comes to the actual bottom, it remains 99% unexplored. Or, to put it simply, absolutely nothing is known about the ocean. What makes the mystery of the ocean floor even more impressive, mysterious, and terrifying is that so far most of it has not been seen. It turns out that the bizarre satellites have a hard time seeing through piles of seawater. It was possible to obtain similar photographs of the bottom, but only with a resolution of 5 kilometers, which means that nothing smaller than 5 kilometers is not displayed. To show how mediocre this map is, we have more accurate maps of Mars compared to maps of the ocean floor. Cenotes of Yucatan. You'd think that with all the new scanning technologies available to us, this would make it easier to quickly survey large areas. But sometimes all they do is show you yet-to-be-discovered places rather than help you reach them. For example, aerial photography of the Mayapan ruins revealed hundreds of previously undiscovered cenotes, which are mostly sinkholes. Cenotes are formed when rainwater seeps through the surface limestone, eventually eroding it to the point where it collapses and exposes the pool that formed below it, and the Mayans considered them sacred. There are many cenotes discovered, and as you can imagine, they are popular tourist spots for swimming, but there are also some that no one has ever seen. In addition, cenotes are also part of a huge and little explored cave system. Gangkhar Puensum. Gangkhar Puensum is the highest unclimbed mountain in the world at 7,070 meters. Unless perhaps some rogue illegal expedition could conquer it in the foreseeable future. It remains untouched not for reasons of safety, as evidenced by how calm we are about the bodies piling up on Everest or K2, but out of respect for the spiritual beliefs of the local people. What is surprising is that there is a place on Earth where the wishes of the indigenous people are truly respected. The people of Bhutan probably did the right thing by looking at the huge mess that Everest in Nepal has become. So at least one place will remain untouched, driven by adrenaline and new sensations of eccentrics, whom they would then have to look for in such a vast territory. It is also worth mentioning that before the official ban on mountaineering by the government, 4 attempts were made to conquer the top of the mountain, but all of them were unsuccessful. But it is still believed that if mountaineering is allowed, conquering Gangkhar Puensum is a completely feasible task. Today, this concludes my top, but there are still many interesting facts about different countries of the world. Subscribe to my channel so as not to miss the next video. Like and write comments. It was nice to see you, friend.